This term does not appear in any of the 3,234 verses of the Quran.
The audacity.
The veil is mentioned I want to tell you that it does not exist. The veil is mentioned in the Quran.
I'm sorry, but who gave the permission of this white man to educate this Muslim woman about Quran? Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amna. So today I will react to a video of a young Muslim woman from France who will talk to three journalists. I'm assuming she will talk about her hijab. I'm assuming because that's probably like a big issue in France that they are having, and the Muslim women are like fighting for their rights, and people want to say they are oppressed, but then they are the ones doing the oppressing by taking away their rights. So without further ado, let's start. Bismillah.
This young veiled Muslim woman from France was invited to a French television where three journalists had meticulously prepared to humiliate her with trick questions and
Of course they look like this. Why am I not surprised?
groundless accusations. But during the debate, they quickly realized that they had made a serious mistake to underestimate the young woman because she destroyed them one by one with powerful arguments accompanied by facts, as you will see in a moment in this video.
The veil is not a Quranic prescription. It is an Islamist innovation because the Quran has never used the word veil. This term does not appear in any of the 3,234 verses of the Quran.
The audacity.
The veil is mentioned I want to tell you that it does not exist. The veil is mentioned in the Quran in chapter 24. You said that no one forced you to wear a veil, and I trust you for the moment. But did you know that this is not the case in neighborhoods where young Muslim girls are under real pressure to wear a veil? Not at all. That's not true. You mean young Muslim girls are not forced by their families? I think there may be people who wear a veil under pressure, but what I am telling you is that these people do not represent the majority. What you are doing is a generalization of this phenomenon, which is in fact isolated in order to stick this stereotype on all Muslim women who wear a veil.
Okay, we got it.
No, can you allow me to finish my point? Your point is already clear. It is clear, but it is not complete. I take this opportunity to say that the veil is not a sign of submission. I come from a family of 4 sisters. I have no brothers, and I have never had a discussion with my father about the veil. He has never intervened in this choice, which is mine. But do you agree that the veil is not... Can I finish my answer? We are the ones who are mainly concerned by the debate, but we have not been invited in more than 80 debates about the veil, so I think it would be very important if you had the politeness to listen to me so that I can finish my answer to the question you asked me.
In fact, the Islamic veil known as hijab is one of Islam's most controversial topics. From claiming it's a form of oppression to arguing that it wasn't mentioned in the Quran, the hijab has been subject to a lot of talk throughout the years, especially in the West. Confronted with 3 journalists, Sarah El-Attar, a veiled Muslim woman and communication expert, intelligently defended the freedom and right of Muslim women to dress as they wish. She strongly destroyed each of the accusations and traps of these journalists who were behaving like judges in a court. Answering the question of why Muslim women wear a veil, El-Attar first began by teaching them that veil is not only worn by Muslim women, and she ended her answer by asking a question that none of the 3 journalists was able to answer.
Can you tell us, why do you wear a veil? I'll give you an example. We often hear in public debates these kinds of questions about why Muslim women wear a veil, but what is astonishing is the difference in media coverage. I rarely hear people ask why Sikhs wear a turban, or why some Jews wear a kippah, or why some Jewish women wear a headscarf. It is known that in the Muslim tradition, women wear a veil, whether they are married or not.
Yeah, there are clear like double standards when it comes to Muslim women wearing hijab, and then there comes to Christian women who want to wear the veil, then they don't care about that, and they will just say, oh, she's just practicing her religion. And yeah, it's a really clear thing that they just have an issue with us being Muslim, and they just have issues with Muslim. That's their issue. Basically. Like, it's not about hijab. This is a piece of cloth. Like, yes, it has a lot of meaning behind it for us, but in their eyes, this is just a clothing. So it shouldn't make any difference for them, but for some reason, because they are against Muslims, and it makes them so angry to see a Muslim woman living her life. So they just want to do things by force and want to take away their rights. What people have to understand is that people are different. Everyone is different. Not everyone is gonna think the same. Not everyone is gonna be the same, completely the same, and think everything the same. But that's how it's always gonna be. And people have to realize that as long as no one is doing something bad or hurting someone or breaking the rules, like, committing crimes, then I don't see a problem. And the committing crimes part is not a Muslim issue. There are so many non-Muslims who are doing that, doing bad, and that's what I think people should be focused on. The ones doing bad, whether it's Muslim or not Muslim. But if someone wants to wear hijab, I just don't see the problem. I just don't see the issue. It's not gonna hurt anyone. What is the issue is your mindset. That's the issue.
But I'm not sure if you know that in the Jewish tradition, women wear a veil after marriage.
Yes, but Jewish women who wear a veil are a very small minority.
So, for you it's a matter of numbers? That is to say, when it concerns a minority, it's normal and you don't ask any questions? Tell me, is it a matter of numbers or what?
To escape the question, the journalist directly launched a false claim that the veil does not exist in the Holy Quran and that it is a human's fabrication. The allegation to which Sarah El-Attar immediately responded with a short and clear answer.
Le voile n'est pas une prescription coranique.
The veil is not a Quranic prescription. It is an Islamist innovation because the Quran has never used the word veil. This term does not appear in any of the 3,234 verses of the Quran. So, I want to tell you that it does not exist. The veil is mentioned in the Quran in chapter 24.
In fact, the journalist's claim shows that he knows nothing about the Quran. Firstly, the Quran is not composed of 3,234 verses, as he says, but it is composed of more than 6,000 verses.
I'm sorry, but who gave the permission of this white man to educate this Muslim woman about Quran?
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Like, she is born Muslim. I know I'm white also, by the way, but even me as a Muslim, I'm not gonna go to a born Muslim woman and say I know better than her, even though I am a Muslim. And everyone is, everyone has a different knowledge, obviously, but this guy was even saying incorrect informations about the Quran.
Secondly, the Islamic veil known as hijab is indeed mentioned in the Quran in 2 verses of different chapters. The first is chapter 24 verse 31, in which Muslim men are instructed to lower their gaze and be modest because that is pure for them. The verse also instructs Muslim women to lower their gaze, guard their modesty, and draw their veils over their bosoms. It also instructs women to not strike their feet to draw attention to their hidden ornaments. The second instance is in chapter 33 verse 59, which says, "O Prophet, ask your wives, daughters, and believing women to draw their cloaks over their bodies. In this way, it is more likely that they will be recognized as virtuous and not be harassed." After destroying the journalists about veil in the Quran, his colleague intervened with another false accusation, according to which Muslim women are forced by their parents or their husbands to wear hijab. But Sarah El-Attar is a woman who does not miss an opportunity and listens carefully to everything her opponent has to say, and then extinguishes him intelligently.
Vous dites que vous n'avez subi aucune pression, je vous crois complètement.
You said that no one forced you to wear a veil, and I trust you for the moment. But did you know that this is not the case in neighborhoods where young Muslim girls are under real pressure to wear a veil? I was also born and raised in a neighborhood. That does not exist. You mean young Muslim girls are not forced by their families? Listen to me. Can I answer your question? I think there may be people who wear a veil under pressure, but what I am telling you is that these people do not represent the majority. What you are doing is a generalization of this phenomenon, which is in fact isolated in order to stick this stereotype on all Muslim women who wear a veil.
We got it.
No, can you allow me to finish my point?
Your point is already clear.
It is clear, but it is not complete. I would like to add that when you associate the wearing of a veil with inequality between men and women, I feel oppressed. I do not understand this vision. Why do you think you are the ones who must define what freedom is for others?
I agree that the majority are not forced to wear hijab. Most women, all the Muslim women that I know personally, are not forced to wear hijab and they choose to wear hijab. So this is something that is in few cases it happens, and for me personally, I would say no one should be forced to wear it. The same as no one should be forced to not wear it. That's the same thing. You are forcing someone to not wear it who wants to wear it. You are doing the same thing that you are complaining about. Make it make sense. I don't understand. You are being the same person as those people who are forcing someone to wear hijab by force. Like, you want to be the same.
In fact, every time she destroyed their accusations, they invented a new one. Now this journalist, supported by her colleague, thinks that the veil should be banned in public spaces in France because it shocks the French citizens, as if they had conducted a survey to question all people living in France. But Sarah El-Attar had an answer for them and quickly put them in their place.
Here in France, the veil is shocking. The veil is an offense to the French culture.
Do you agree that the veil is shocking?
Alors, je conçois qu'on ait des positions différentes.
I understand that we have different positions, and that is also the purpose of this debate, to discuss between different positions. But I think it should be important to make a distinction between personal opinions and what the law says. Earlier you were talking about the values of the Republic, and I myself went to the school of the Republic where I learned the values of the Republic, which are equality, fraternity, and living together. I was also lucky to have parents who taught me these values as well as values of sharing. So, the veil may shock you personally, but from that, making a law to prevent women from wearing it, I
think the veil should be banned in schools.
Okay, that is your point of view. If the veil is banned in schools, then what will be the next step? Will this law not go as far as preventing mothers who wear hijab from picking up their children from school?
This is so crazy to me. Why would someone ban hijab in schools? Like, you are banning education that is a basic right to every human being, and you want to ban that to a Muslim woman because you are annoyed because of your own selfish reasons of why she cannot wear hijab. But that doesn't make sense. It's not about you, what she does, what she wears. I just don't understand the audacity of these people.
El-Attar did not stop there. She used this opportunity to denounce the media lynching in France, which aims to tarnish the image of Islam.
Vous disiez que 60% des Français, et c'est les chiffres que vous avancez.
You said earlier that 60% of French people were annoyed by the veil. That's your own statistic. But that doesn't surprise me given the media relentlessness. We Muslims represent less than a quarter of the French population, but we occupy more than 3/4 of the public debate. The question I ask myself is, how do you explain this imbalance?
Vous expliquez cette disproportion?
What's your opinion about this debate? Do you really think that the Islamic veil should be banned from public space because it is something that annoys people of other faiths? Why are people only annoyed by the Islamic veil and not by the veil worn by some Jewish women or the veil worn by Catholic nuns? Please share your point of view in the comments. Thank you very much for your time. Assalamu alaikum.
This Muslim woman did a really good job defending hijab and defending Islam, her religion, which is really important for us. And this is also something that is our right to practice our religion. No matter what is the religion, everyone has a right to practice their faith. She just did a really good job. I'm really happy to see women who talk for themselves and don't let these other people who don't even know anything about Islam talk for Muslim women. Like, no, we can talk for ourselves. We can say what we think. So that's it. I think she did a really good job. So thank you for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time. Assalamu alaikum.